Welcome everyone. I thought I'd do a quick video today. It's around 6 in the morning and I'm going to be starting my 3-day fasting. I've done fasting once in a while throughout the years, and as we know, fasting can be different aspects of how you choose to embrace the fasting. So people do different forms of fasting. The fasting that I'm going to do for the 3 days is having time out of eating any food, drinking any food, and the beings have created this little herb, immune system herbs, which you can drink a teaspoon each day. So that's what I'll be taking, a teaspoon of that each day. Now, there's a reason why I'm doing the fasting, and I've always had problems with my colon and my stomach area. So from in my early 20s, I experienced irritable bowel syndrome, and I had that for most of my life. I started to experience that anytime I ate certain foods, and it could be foods with seasoning in, that has seasoning. So it wasn't just about, meat or chicken, or it could be mayonnaise. It could be something that's in that food that will allow my stomach to be irritated, and within that it will cause, sorry about the trains, you can see I live near trains, and with the irritation of my stomach and my colon, it would affect my day, my life, my sleep and everything else. Some years ago now, I've given up meat and chicken, and again, that wasn't because of books that I read, it wasn't because people told me, it wasn't because of animals, and it wasn't even because of eating dead animals. It was because my body told me. Meat and chicken wasn't breaking down in my body as much, and it got to a stage where I ended up in hospital and my livers were being damaged because of that. And it was just a wake-up call for me. It was like, okay, it's time. Okay, body, you're telling me something now. I apologize for not listening, but I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. You are saying that these sort of things cannot be in my body, anymore. And then I started to go plant-based. Now, when I was going plant-based, I've been plant-based for years, and there'll be still times in my life throughout these years that my stomach, I would eat some veg and my stomach would still be a bit funny at times. And this is veg, that I'm eating. And then I realized that, speaking to someone just over the weekend, so it's very new, and I realized that there's starch in certain vegetables, which I knew, but when I looked up the starches that was in certain vegetables, it was vegetables that I desired, and it was vegetables that I still liked. Now that made sense to me. I already took out certain gluten, well, all gluten in my food, and certain carbs in my food. However, there were still certain vegetables, things like corn, that I desired and liked, that would have been causing an effect on my body. So I'm really excited to be doing this fasting. I do have the beings that's guiding me, which is great. There is a reason why my hair is going to be covered for the 3 days as well, and within the 3 days I might do another video. I'll see what my spirit says and let you know the process of what I've been going through. So here I'm starting my 3-day fasting. I've never done 3 days before, so let's see how it goes. All right guys, have a good day, have a good evening if you're in another country, and I will update you soon. Love and peace. Bye. Welcome everyone. Good morning if you're in London and England, and good evening if you're anywhere else around the country. I wanted to share with you my day 1 of fasting. It's coming up to about 5:45 in the morning, so the sun is just getting ready to rise. And the first thing I want to share with you guys is how I felt when I woke up this morning. So I haven't had no food or drink in my system since Sunday evening, 6 p.m. That was the last time I ate, and that was the last time I drank any water. So yesterday was Monday, so I went through the whole of Monday with having no food or liquids, but I have had a form of liquid, so I'll tell you about that. And then went to sleep, and I've woken up this morning, so this is the first time I'm waking up with all those hours of having no food in my system, or no an amount of liquid in my system. And the feeling and the alertness of how I've woken up is making me think. Now, I've always got up around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, but that's a routine. My body's used to getting up at that time. That is when I do my routines. That's when I do my meditation. I connect to no one, and I'm just with the oneness and the universe at that time. And after that, the beings may come in for some dialogue. But apart from that, it's a routine. It's become a habit. Throughout my years, I've never needed an alarm clock to wake me up. My body naturally gets up whatever time I need to get up. I go sleep. I tell my body what time I need to get up. It wakes me up before time, so I don't need to rush. It's always been like that for many, many, many years. However, this morning, it's only the first day, remember, so I only can talk about the first day. This morning when I woke up, the alertness, how I woke up, was very interesting. There was no form of tiredness whatsoever. I woke up, I opened up my eyes, and I was naturally fresh. Naturally. And I thought, wow, this I haven't experienced before. The alertness. I've woken up with habit, when my body wakes me up and I might feel a bit groggy for just a little while, and I would stay there and lay before the grogginess goes. However, this morning, the alertness was just bam. It was like, wow. And it was really noticeable. So that's one thing that I've noticed. The second thing is, throughout my day yesterday, I was told by the beings to keep active, keep that energy going, keep the oxygen going in your body. So between 1 and 2 p.m, usually that's when I have lunch. And between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m, that's when I would have dinner. I naturally used to eat 2 or 3 times a day, every single day. So my body didn't have time to really cleanse properly. However, yesterday, when those times were coming up, naturally, my thought process went to food around that time, because it's a habit. Yeah, it's something that it's used to. And I observed that and I thought, wow, look at that. So what I done to feed myself is give myself some breathing. So I breathe in the oxygen and let it naturally go down my body, just like food. Breathe in and let it naturally go down. And then I was fine. And I thought, okay, I like this. Then after that, I went for a walk for an hour, and then I came back. I still done my meditation classes in the evenings. So I still done that. I had 2 sessions, and I felt Great. Now, what I have been putting in my system, so it hasn't been pure breath. I have been putting in these herb mixtures. So I've got one for the immune system. Don't know if you can see that. And one for detox. So 1 tablespoon, I will take the detox in the morning, and then 1 teaspoon for the immune system in the night. Now again, you know, I always talk about the beings. They're just part of my family now. And the beings have been guiding me, to with regards to this process. So the reason why I'm taking the immune system one in the night time while I've got nothing in my system, because it allows the system to do its thing and do its cleaning and do its detoxing and really cleaning out the home, giving time for the organs and the immune system energy to clean out the home, not for us to do it, not for outside foods or liquids or anything to do it, for the inside organs to have time and space to do the cleaning out itself. So when I take the immune system one in the night and I go sleep, I'm relaxed and they're able to do their job. So I think that's it for the first day. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but I don't think there is. So the first day was alertness and keeping my energy active for oxygen, and for just being aware that my habit of when I eat was still showing itself naturally. My thoughts were just telling me, okay, it's time to eat now. You always eat between 1 and 2 p.m. for lunch. And my body was telling me to go and do that. And I was able to observe and look at the habit that I've created for myself. So it's been lovely. It's been beautiful. I'm loving the first day, and we'll see what happens today. Okay, until then, love and peace. Take care. Bye. Welcome and morning, everyone, if you're in London and England, and good evening or good day for anyone else. I'm here to share my day 2, which was yesterday. So today is my last day with regards to no eating, no food, or an amount of liquids. People call it fasting. So yesterday was quite a different journey. And what I say by that is, or what I mean by that is, the mind was talking to me more. So when 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock came, when naturally before that would be when I have my lunch, that my thoughts were really trying to get me to eat, to the point where they were saying, it's okay if you eat and you don't do no more of these videos. No one will remember that you was doing this task for yourself. It's okay. You can eat. You want to eat. Why shouldn't you eat? All those thoughts were going into my mind, and I just kept breathing, and I wanted to observe these thoughts instead of just giving it love and letting it transition on to something else. I thought, let me be the observer here fully. I had to know to myself that I was strong enough to do that. Because when you get your thoughts of a habit that comes in, unless you're strong enough to work with that habit, it's easy to go back to a habit. Yeah. So I had to ask myself before I even done this task of observing, are you strong enough to be able to be an observer and listen to your thoughts, that energy coming into you, in that way. So I said yes, and I was. So I was able to observe those thoughts. And it made me realize, and I know this already, I speak about energy all the time. I speak about thoughts all the time, the ego. However, when I was just sitting and just observing this energy inside of me, saying, you know, you want to eat, this is the time that you eat, well, that was fine. When it got to the stage of saying, it's even okay if you don't do no more videos, they won't know, they won't remember. You know, you don't need to think about others or anything like that. I know you want to share, and it's good to share, but just eat. It's okay to eat. And I thought, okay, this energy is really trying to get me to eat because that's what it's used to. So I listened to as much as I can, which probably was about half an hour, 45 minutes. And then I spoke to it and I said, listen, I love you. I love that energy because it's only a habit. It doesn't know no difference. It doesn't want change. Yeah, it's afraid of change. And I said, I'm going to get you to a place where you're okay with change. And I'm going to do it through giving you love and attention, not just trying to, you know, take away those thoughts. I'm going to stay with you. And I'm going to stay with you for you to understand why change has to come in our body. And I done a long talking. I done more talking than what the thoughts was doing earlier. So yes, I was strong enough to do that. But it made me realize how powerful our energy is in all different forms. Again, I speak about this often, but I still like to share each moment of when us as humans go through things, no matter what it is, because it allows us to process our inner home at different times. So that's very, very important. So that's one thing that I got from yesterday. This morning was the same thing. It's 3:45 in the morning. I got up at 3. As soon as I opened up my eyes, I was fresh, I was alert, and I am ready for this morning. There's no going back to sleep for me. I'm ready for this morning. My energy is heightened. I've got good energy. I don't feel like I need to eat anything, and I'm good to go for the day. And it's 3:45 in the morning. And it's nice and quiet. I love it. But yeah, on a serious note, that remains the same. And I'm also getting up a little bit earlier, where I used to get up 5 to 6. This morning was 3 o'clock. So another thing I want to share with you, which is really important with not just fasting or taking time out to detox and cleanse your body, but on a whole. And I can't do something like this or do a video like this and not speak about our number twos. Our poo, our number twos are very important. What comes out of us determines what's going on inside of us. If our poo's extra soft, if it's extra hard, if our poo is not flushing and it's floating in the water, all that determines what's going on in our gut and in our body. So that's very important. I've always looked at my poo. I've always made sure, where is it going? What is it telling me? What does it need? If it's too hard, or if I'm constipated, or whatever it is, I look at that and I do something about it. It's telling me something. So with this process, there was no difference. I had to look at my number twos and I had to make sure what's happening with my number twos. Now, the difference that I saw, considering I look at my number twos often, was my number twos came out very quickly. It was in and out, nice and smooth, nice. I would say under 15 seconds, everything was over. I was able to come out and continue with my day. And that was different. Usually it takes me a little bit longer to complete that experience. So that was very interesting for me. We always say, or some people say, when you're going and doing a number 2, how you wipe yourself, and if you look at it, it will determine again what's going on inside. You should be able to wipe yourself and you're seeing literally nothing there. It should be nice and clear, you know, and see through in a way where you don't even need to wipe yourself again, but you're going to make sure you're clean and stuff like that. But that's what it's showing you. So if you have to wipe yourself constantly throughout that process, that's also telling you something. I'm not an expert in this, so please, I'm not talking like I'm an expert. I'm just sharing my experiences and what I know so far with regards to number 2s. Now, I've had an experience and I've lived a life where I know the difference. So when I'm telling you that, look at how you wipe yourself as well, not just about looking at the poo, look at how you wipe yourself and what comes out of you. That will also determine what's going on inside. It really will. So I had to bring that up. I couldn't not bring it up because it's part of our colon, it's part of our gut. And we have to be able to love that as well and be okay to speak about it and not be, oh, I'm ashamed to talk about poo. I'm ashamed to, it's part of who we are. It's part of our creation. We have to love every aspect of who we are and get to understand our home because it speaks to us. So that was another one, which was very clear for me to see. My activity and my keeping my energy up. Yesterday, I done 10 laps of swimming, and it was a nice thing that I done that actually, because it wasn't till after I had the conversation with my thoughts between 1 and 2. After that, I went and had a swim. So I was able to just connect with the energy and give it love, and hopefully it understood where we was going. And I believed it did, because I felt like we was like this at the beginning of our conversation. This thoughts is saying to eat. This thoughts is giving it love and saying why it's taking this time out. It's not forever, but let's do this. And then naturally the energy just became one. And I felt that, especially when I went swimming. So I like to swim on my back so I can relax and I can meditate at the same time. So when I'm swimming, I like doing butterfly swimming on my back where I'm meditating at the same time. So I just gave it a lot of love and we became one and everything was fine. It really was. The energy just slowly shifted and everything was fine. So that was my day 2. Again, it was beautiful. Even me observing my thoughts telling me to eat and how to eat and why it's okay was beautiful, because I know that side of me and it just needed attention and love, and it didn't want change, and energy is change. So it needed to understand that this change is going to come, and I wanted to still give knowledge and information to that thought or the thoughts for it to be able to naturally change form. And that's what it did. And this is how energy works. In the future, I'll speak a bit more about energy and how energy works. But for now, that was my day 2. So this is my last day today. Let's see what happens. And we will take it from there. So until probably I'll do another one tomorrow. Again, each day I'm seeing how my spirit feels. But if I'll do another one tomorrow, I will. So until then, sending you love and peace. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely evening if you're in another country. And we will speak soon. See you later. Greetings, everyone. It is now Thursday, 5 a.m. in the morning. So I have finished my 3-day fasting, no eating any foods, and just a limit of liquids, which was my mixture liquid that I took a teaspoon in the morning and in the night. So how was it for me? Yesterday was the third day. That was fine. I had no thoughts at lunchtime or at dinner time. Everything went nicely and smoothly, and my conscious mind, I could see, was getting used to this new way of living. It was nice and calm. I still had a lot of energy. I'd done a walk again yesterday to energize my energy and remain my oxygen to keep moving and to keep going and give it energy as well. But what I want to share with you for the third day, looking at all my days that I'd done, I only done 3 days, but my dreams were really different. So I'm quite a dreamer. For many years now, I'm trying to think how many years, but quite a lot of years now, I've been time traveling, astral traveling. And what I mean by that, astral traveling, is when you go to certain places in your dream state and you're consciously aware. You know what you're doing, you know what you're thinking in that dream, you might know why you're there, you might get information. It's so many different aspects to astral traveling, but your conscious mind is aware. Now, most of the time we could dream and we'd be like, why are we dreaming that? Or, you know, where were we in this dream? And you're just dreaming. With astral traveling, there's a conscious feeling of knowing and being aware while you're in that state and in that conscious awareness. For the 3 days, for me, it has been surreal, for the fact that I know I already do astral traveling. I know I'm a dreamer. You know, I dream, I go sleep and can't wait to go off into that different dimensions. I really do connect with that. But for these 3 days, I was going to places where I did not recognize, but it looked like earthly places. So that they would have cars, they would have certain things that we have on this planet. But my conscious energy did not feel like it's an earthly realm. And that was interesting to me. And that feeling was for the whole 3 days. Now, it will be good to see what happens tonight, which is the 4th day, which I'm going to start bringing food back into my diet, and to see what my dream state is like then. So that was really interesting, that I wanted to share. Again, when I woke up, I was alert, I was fresh, I'm ready for the day. So what did I get from these 3 days? What did it show me? It showed me that my body, our body, needs time to cleanse and detox at times. It showed me the sort of foods that I'm putting in my body. I'm very much aware of energy. I'm very much aware of my thoughts and where my thoughts are going. But food-wise, I wanted to get to another level with regards to actual foods going in, and liquids as well. I mainly drink water, but I still wanted to look into that as well. Energy-wise, I did not think I was going to be so energized, to be honest. I haven't done this before, but again, assumptions. I assumed that I would have been a bit more sluggish and tired. However, I don't really eat sugar. I really eat no sugar in my diet or sweet stuff, unless it's like fruits. So that would have determined my energy and my hormonal impact to this task. and this experience that I went through. So I believe that's why I was quite level with regards to my energy and my hormonal experience as well. What I will be putting in place from these 3 days as a continuation is to be able to at least one day per month to have 24 hours of giving my body time to regenerate itself, to have no food and, you know, really no liquids, but if I do need liquids, I'll have water. And for me to go down this route is really different. It's quite a shift for me to do this and to continue to put something in place with regards to change, with regards to me feeling more healthy, me feeling more energized, and that's going to bring more happiness, joy, yeah, within life. It's going to do that. So that is what I'm going to put in place. Yesterday, I done a deep meditation to see where I go from here. And I wanted to see what my higher self and the home within, our doctor within, could show me. And through meditation, it clearly showed me to do the 1 day a month. So that's what I will be doing. But it also showed me for another 3 days now to just do juicing and raw foods. Now, I've never done raw foods before. Again, this is going to be new. This is going to be very exciting to actually eat raw vegetables and salads. I can put salads in it. But for the next 3 days now, so I'll be doing 6 days altogether. So now I'm doing juicing and I'm going to be doing raw vegetables and salad for another 3 days to ease my body back and to continue with detoxing and cleansing, but with actual food. So that's going to be really interesting. Anyone that followed me for these 3 days, thank you so much. I hope that you got something from it. Something like fasting is not for everyone. It's not for everyone's body and it's not for everyone to do. And we are all on different frequencies here on this earthly realm, and that's okay. But if you did get something from it and you wanted to do it yourself in your own way, listen to your home, listen to the doctor within, and it will guide you. Sometimes in life, humans live in this earthly realm with a lot of noise, a lot of chaos with regards to life. And by living that way, we tend to not be able to listen to our inner home as much. So I'm saying to you guys, if you took time out to really listen to your doctor within, listen to your home within, listen to the therapy, the counselor within, it will really guide you to your contract and to why you are here on earth. So the fasting for me opened up a different way of how I want to experience my relationship with food. So I'm really excited to see where that's going to lead me and where that's going to go. But for now, in this present moment, I am here and I've made a change in my eating habits and what I'm taking in and how I love food. I don't need to be attached to it. I can love it just how it is and let it guide me of where it needs to go. Let it guide me. So that is it. That is it. I've done my 3 days. I still feel good. My juicing is ready for me for later on. I've got my juicing there ready, and I've even prepared already, waiting for me, my raw vegetables for later on. So Thank you guys for tuning in and sending you a lot of love and peace. And until next time, take care.